we talked about was you seen the shield. You seen the shield today, but you asked me was I a Hebrew Israelite, right?
Yes, that's what I did. That's why I identified you with that.
In Africa, are there Hebrew Israelites? Have you heard of the Hebrew Israelites, or is it just here in America?
I heard it when I came here.
Here in America?
Yes.
Okay.
There might be, but I don't know.
Right. So, like earlier, you were saying you didn't see the Africans on the 12 tribes chart. You didn't see Africans. You seen Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Haitians, Samoans. Samoans ain't Israelites. That's some trash right there. But what I explained to you is that we come from two different families. Yes. I don't know if you agree with that, but yes. What I told you about we come from Shem, you come from Ham.
Yes.
What have you heard that before?
Yes, I was thinking. I thought all the black people came from Ham. That was my initial thoughts.
Right.
That all black people came from Ham, but with this Hebrew Israelite situation now, then that means not all. It's not all.
Now, when we talk about slavery, remember you said it was slavery all throughout Africa, which I agree with. Yes. I agree with that.
Yes. When
it comes to the people that were sold on slave ships to America and to the West Indies, who are they? Like in Africa, who do you say they are in Africa? Do they talk about these people? Is there a name for these people?
I'll give you a background. Where the stubborn ones, like for example, people that work in the farm in Africa are the ones that refuse to go to school.
Okay.
So they look at it like no, people that go to school, if you're stubborn, they take you to school.
Okay.
According to them, if you're not stubborn, if you are loyal, then you stay at home.
Right.
So even before the slavery, that's what happens. Even before the transatlantic slavery, that's what happened.
Right.
That's what happens. Oh, you have 10 sons. 5 of them don't like working at home. They just like playing. Oh, okay, you go to school. The European man is here. The white man is here. You're too stubborn, man. Go to school.
Right. Okay.
Then the other 5 stay here and be productive.
Okay.
That's what happened.
So the stubborn ones they send away to school.
Yes,
the ones that don't want to work.
Yeah, they think they're suffering them. They think that they're trying to make them suffer.
Okay.
Like it's a form of punishment.
Okay.
Go to school and listen to the.
I want to get specifically about the people that were sold.
Okay.
Okay, the people that were sold, are they Africans?
Yes.
And they're Africans.
Yes.
That's my question. Whose people are they? Like, who? Because would you sell your own family members to the so-called white man that you never seen before across the ocean, right? Like, so who were these people? If they were Africans, then what family line they go? You say you from Nigeria, right? Mm-hmm. So what family line do these black Americans come from? You get what I'm saying?
Yes. It will be difficult to trace, but we believe that most of them are from West Africa.
West Africa, then that's just a general term. Okay. That's not even really, because when they do, black Americans do Ancestry.com, mm-hmm. It says, oh, you have a marker here in Cameroon, you have mm-hmm. a marker here in Senegal. Mm-hmm. They give them three things, you know what I'm saying? And they don't even, so it still leaves the question, who am I? Now, I want you to think about this. If we are in fact, Africans or whoever sold us, if they were our family, mm-hmm. after 400 years being here in America, why have they not came and looked for their relatives that they know these are their relatives, like black Americans mm-hmm. do the other way around? Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is?
This question is a little bit technical. I think this is a larger systemic thing. We are the black race, man. It's complicated. We are. Why is Africa not developed? That's another question. Mm-hmm. We have the natural resources, the most abundant in the world.
Right.
Then why are you the poorest?
Right.
So it's not. So there's so many things missing in our in the reasoning pattern. So it's not just like for slavery now. Even leadership. Okay. For example, there's a recent story that some people were sent on scholarship to England mm-hmm. from Nigeria, and they were abandoned when they came to England to school.
Right.
Who would pay the school fees? How would they go to? How would they live?
Right.
So I feel it's a wider problem, and it's the bribery and corruption is too much. The quest for material things is in America, but that one is too much. Because how can you sell your brother for mirror?
Right. So because in the history, they sold these people who are
Stubborn per se.
they sold these people for
material things,
guns and wine
powder,
and things,
gunpowder and the rest.
You know your heritage.
Yes.
Black Americans don't know their heritage.
Yes.
They don't know who they are.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So the question comes is, why is it that these people are the only people in the whole world? All dark-skinned people are oppressed in the whole world.
Yes.
I agree on that. But these people in America, in the West Indies, are the only people that have no identity. They don't even know who their forefathers are. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so when you look at slavery and you do the research, you see that they were raiding, different tribes were raiding different tribes, kidnapping the people and taking prisoners of war and putting them or selling them to the white man, or sitting them in the castle, Goree Island, and waiting for the slave ships to come. And they profited from that.
Yeah. In Africa.
Now let me wait. Okay. Let me just tell you. Okay. Also, Ghana, I know for sure Ghana has apologized for their role in slavery. Mm-hmm. So it begs to ask the question: why apologize if these are your people? Why not come and get your people? Mm-hmm. So you apologize when you do a wrong to somebody that's not your people. You're apologizing, but these are still your people. If they're your people, then why won't you come get them? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because you're the cause of them being in this hell.
Maybe most of them feel you guys are enjoying. They look at movies, they look at the basketball, they look at, you guys are enjoying.
Or spoiled, or
they're enjoying. They like that. Enjoying the land. They were suffering, but now they're not enjoying the land. Some of them want to come here to enjoy what you guys are enjoying.
Right.
So they look at it they look at it like it's being counterproductive to try to bring you guys back to Egypt.
Right.
Land of.
Speaking of Egypt, what is the religion out there? I know Christianity is very strong in Africa, mm-hmm. but a lot of Black Americans
Muslims
think that Muslims and Christians, but a lot of the conscious community thinks that they are Egyptian, and they follow something like Mayat, mm-hmm. in the Medu Neter. Do you guys know anything about that in West Africa? Is that a system of religion out there?
No, the system of the religion in West Africa is how our traditional religions, which is, I don't know if you've heard of God of Thunder, God of Lightning, these are traditional religions.
So God of Thunder, God of Lightning, yes. Those are traditional.
Before Christianity.
Before
Islam
Christianity.
Came. Yes, and Islam.
Okay, so before the colonialism, yes. In Islam, yes. you had
gods.
Your gods.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So was it ever the God of Israel?
No.
Okay.
No. Okay. Maybe that's where you're coming from. I've never heard of. I heard of God of Israel after Christianity.
After Christianity.
I've never heard it before then.
Okay.
I think we have one God called Chi, the other small gods.
Right.
Smaller gods.
So my point is, what you made my point is that what Black Americans think they are and what they worship is not what was worshipped in West Africa, where they actually came from on the slave ships. No, exactly. That's not those wasn't the gods. No. Those wasn't the gods. No. Okay. So you heard that right here. Those wasn't the gods, mm-hmm. Black man. Those wasn't your gods. Medu Neter and Mot, and you worshiping the Book of the Dead. That wasn't your gods. Mm-hmm. Is there a word, because we've heard there's a word for Black Americans called Akata. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is that a true word? Is that a real word that means cotton picker?
I know it's insult. I feel it's insulting, but I don't know the meaning. I know it's insulting, but
it's an insult, but you don't know the true meaning.
I don't know the meaning because different languages have different
meanings, right? To the words.
Like that word might not be in different tribes. It might be
The
a
word can,
particular
yeah,
tribe,
yeah, the word can mean something else in another tribe.
Yes, so it's not a universal. If I go to Egypt or if I go to Liberia or Cameroon,
Right.
it
It's
can
not.
be
It's not
different
universal.
languages. Yes.
Right. Okay. But
So
it does.
I think
But
maybe
what you do know is you don't know the true definition, but it is an insulting word. It's an insult.
yes.
Right.
I think it's an equivalent of African booty scratcher.
African booty scratcher. Okay.
I think it's an
So it's the
equivalent.
equivalent of African booty scratcher. Okay. So there's some truth to that. There's some truth to that word. And just like how black Americans say, "Oh, you're an African booty scratcher," that's an insult.
Yes.
And so I agree with that. I agree with that, and that's a good analogy that you use right there. So
I think they're equivalent.
it's the equivalent. It's the equivalent. So you heard that. Like I said, the dilemma is basically that we're trying to figure out this maze of confusion of where black people come from and who they are. Now there are records that show that it was many Hebrew kingdoms in West Africa before white colonialism.
Igbo say that Hebrew. Nigeria.
You said
tribe of
Igbos?
Nigeria, yes.
Well,
They say that.
I've heard that a lot, but
Yes.
see, Igbos is in the area of Ghana. Is that
Nigeria?
not
Ghana.
Nigeria, modern day Nigeria?
Yeah.
Okay,
Ghana and Nigeria are neighbors. So.
solid. Mapped out all kind of Hebrew
Words.
colonies.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But you don't hear about this in mainstream education.
No.
You get what I mean? You don't hear about it. You don't. It's like it's surprising. It's
I've never
like,
even heard of Juneteenth till like.
yeah,
some months ago.
like Juneteenth. Yeah. So you don't hear about it. Chuck is well educated. Chuck, you know what I mean? I just met him, and he's from the land. He's from Africa. So what better person to ask about Africa than somebody that's actually from Africa? You feel me? So that was the whole point of this. But you stopped me because of my shield, the shield of David, and you asked me was I a Hebrew Israelite, and I am a Hebrew Israelite, and then I explained to you that we're not the same as far as our bloodline. You know what I mean? We're two black dark nations, just like Japanese and Chinese are two nations that if we look at them, they look the same. But if you call it Japanese Chinese, they'll be offended. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that because they know who they are. The problem is with black Americans, we don't know who we are. And I feel also Africans don't know who we are too.
Yes.
I feel it's miseducation on both ends. So I just wanted to ask you that
So
question.
don't you think it's intentional? The miseducation is intentional to keep us separate, to keep us unaware, to make us.
I believe it's intentional, but also I believe that people don't care about education and about studying and researching no more. It's like even with all the information age, people have a computer.
Entertainment.
They have a computer in their hand. They can look up on Google, on their Google machine, and find anything. But they rather be watching people fight. They rather watch drama, and that's the bottom line. Nobody researches. So I don't just attribute it to black Americans' ignorance. I attribute it to just worldwide ignorance in the times that we living in.
If you like this video or appreciate the content in it, please like and share this video. Also, please subscribe, and thank you for watching. This is Black Authentic Truth.